Hello, hello, hello. It is Monday, 8 p.m. Medical Monday time. Hello, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to chime in on our new Medical Monday page. Tonight is going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. So I need you guys to get on. Please get on as soon as you get, hey, Essie. Ha, ha, ha. Thank you for being on. I am going to wait for other people to get on. So we need to invite and share, invite and share, invite and share. We're going to be talking about how habits can affect your health. So they can be good habits, so you get good results, or they could be bad habits and you get bad results, So we want you guys to get on. My name is Dr. Grace Patterson. I'm from the Metro Detroit area. My office is in Southfield, Michigan. The name is Bethesda Holistic Center, where we believe in treating the whole man, where we believe in quieting the mind, nourishing and cleansing your body, and awakening your spirit. Yes, we do here at Bethesda Holistic Center. Yes, it's been a wonderful day here in Zamunda. Yes, it's beautiful here. Hey, Tamara, thank you for joining on. It was a beautiful Monday here in Michigan. It was a little on the chilly side, but the sun was out. The clouds were beautiful. Driving home this evening, the sunset, the clouds were a little pinky gray color. It was just a wonderful day today. You guys, I want you guys to get an opportunity to chime in and get on. Again, our office is at 21411 Civic Center Drive, or better known in the the city of Southfield as Martin Luther King Boulevard as well, at Suite 102. And our building has been bought out by Lawrence Tech University. So we have a new owner, I think maybe for about a year now. So it's no longer called the Mart Plaza building. It is called something Enterprise Plaza. That's what it's called now. And also Michigan Works is located on the first floor of our building. So we have new tenants, and we're doing great things in the Metro Detroit area. So I need you guys to chime in and invite and share, invite and share. Please invite and share. And our telephone number is area code 248-356-1111 if you want to make an appointment. We do visiting physician services for the sick and shut in and disabled. Yes, we do. We do bring the doctor's office to the home. Hey, Prince. Hey, thank you for joining. Hey, Susan. Thank you for joining. We appreciate your presence. Please invite and share. It's very important that you do that so we can get this wealth of information out to everyone. Also, I wanted to let you know what our website is. It's www.bwcenter.com. Yes, it's it's bw-center.com. It's www.bw-center.com. Okay, so, and we do have a download today. So we want you guys to get that information as well, so you can download some information on today. We got a plethora of stuff for you guys to get some information. So if you can go and download that information while we're waiting for other people to get on, it will be greatly appreciated. I am trying to multitask here, be on the computer and everything else. Let me see if I can find the download for you. It should be let's see here, www.bw-center.com/ MM for Medical Monday, and it's H as in Harry, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, L as in Larry. Please do that download. We also have some freebies and some offers for you tonight. So please get your pen and your paper and your tablets, however you take your notes, and get ready for tonight. Hey, Dolores, thank you for joining on. We appreciate you for joining on. Thank you, Dolores. Hello. What is that? Catrelia? Thank you for joining. We appreciate you for joining on. Please invite and share. Please invite and share. It's very, very important that you invite and share. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is very, very important, because you guys know I've been talking about this from almost day one. Bethesda Holistic Center treats the whole man from the inside out. So you have to form good habits in order for you to be healthy from the inside out. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We have a very, 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 very special guest on tonight. She's near and dear to my heart. Her name is Essie Colbert. Yes, Essie Colbert is her name. Let me tell you a little bit about Essie. I've been knowing Essie. met at Great Faith Ministries International, which is our church home, with Apostle Wayne T. Jackson, Dr. Beverly Y. Jackson, who are our pastors. Yes, I met her there, and we would just see each other here and there. And then she got married and moved away. And while she got married and moved away, you know, as my career evolved, for those of you who know and don't know, hey Chantel, thank you for joining. I got my practice, and I was like, in medical school, they don't teach you how to run a business. No, they don't. They just train you. Like I told you guys, the first year of medical school, they teach you how the body works. The second year in medical school, they teach you how it doesn't work with pharmacology. And then they teach you how to do clinical rotations, how to diagnose and prescribe. And basically that's it. They really don't give you the business sides of medicine, how to run a practice, how to start a practice, or any of that. So I went somewhere. First of all, I want to give honor and glory to the Lord Jesus Christ, who is my life. And I have a testimony, let me tell you. So I got a prophetic word from Apostle Wayne T. Jackson that says the way has already been made. All you have to do is walk in it. So, hey, Michael, thank you for joining. I'm sharing my testimony, and then we're going to get started. So I was working 14-hour shifts for someone else. I always did my visiting practice on the side for myself, but I always had a job because it was a steady check. Let me say it again. I always had a job because it was a steady check. So, you know, it was like, but God was like, that's not faith. That's not faith. So I had, was working 14 hours for an urgent care center. Okay, now 14 hours can easily turn into 16. So 8 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So if 10 people would sign in at 9:59, you know, we had to see everybody until the day was done. But anyway, make a long story short, it was like, okay, if you can spend 14 hours in building somebody else's vision and dream, you can spend 14 hours in your own vision and dream. So anyway, make a long story short, hey, Apollos, thank you for joining. You know, the word was the way is already made, just walk in it. Hey, Kim Cole, thank you for joining. So I walked, I had a friend that called me and said, hey, Grace, I know this place that if you're looking for work, because I believe in multiple streams of income. If you're looking for work, I know this place, they just getting started. You know, I know you do visiting physician on the side. Why don't you just go in and check it out? Hey, April, thank you for joining. So I went in there and checked it out. So I just walked in and checked it out. So make a long story short, the owner of the business said, hey, Grace, at the end of everything that happened, he was like, you know, I can't do this anymore. Just turn me into a bill and you can just take over the practice. So, but anyway, I was like, okay. So I did that. But in the midst of that, I was like, Lord, I've never ran a practice before. So I was cleaning, I was inheritance practice, trying to learn. You know, I love taking care of patients. That's the easy part. That's only 2% of running a medical practice is taking care of the patients. That's the easy part. But, you know, managing and getting employees and all that other kind of stuff. So I went to Apostle, who is not only a phenomenal man of God, but he's also a businessman. How many of you know that? Wayne T. Shoes, you know, a plethora of properties, a plethora of everything that God has blessed him with. He's walking the kingdom life. You know, God said that he came that he may have life, that we have more abundantly. And Apostle Wayne T. Jackson is a exemplary example of that God wants us to live an abundant life on this side of heaven. But anyway, make a long story short, so I called him. I was like, could you please help me, you know, give me some insight or whatever. So he said, okay, daughter, we're going to pray for strategy. I was like, okay, pray for strategy. So I was getting up in the morning, getting ready for work, and, you know, was getting to the point I was dreading getting up to get out to run my business. So I was getting up, getting ready, and I was standing at the vanity, and I heard clear as day, call Essie Colbert. And I was like, well, I ain't talked to Essie Colbert in over 10 years, even though I knew her. I hadn't talked to her in about 10 years, but I knew she did assisting and virtual, whatever, office stuff and whatever. But I was obedient to the Holy Ghost. So when I was obedient to that, not only I found out what she did, not only organizing and putting things in order, putting systems in place. She was what we call a life coach slash business coach. You know, you got a whole bunch of life coaches out there, but she has a niche of being a business coach. So I just wanted to share that testimony with you so you can get an understanding of who she is and what she's about to talk about tonight. Not only in regards to health, you can apply this to every area of your life in regards to developing good habits, even in developing relationships, be it your personal relationships, be it business relationships, be it your relationship with yourself, so you can have good health. So Essie, I need you to make a response so I can invite you on, so we can see your face, and so we can get started talking on tonight. So if you could just make a comment so I can invite you. Let me see if I can slide it over. There you are. I'm going to tap on your beautiful picture. Can't add guests. Essie is unable to join you now. I don't know why we can't do that. Okay, so Essie, I need you to make, there you are. Let me see, Essie. Essie, let's see. Okay. Let's see here, guys. I'm trying to invite her on. Like, comment, cancer, block, no. Let's see. Like, comment, I like that. Okay, Essie, you should have like a little green window that's on the that's on your picture, and it's not there for whatever reason. So I don't know if your Facebook is not updated. I don't know if it's your computer. I don't know, but you need to have a little green little video thing in the corner of your picture so I can invite you to be on. So it says that I'm able to join. You can't join in right now. So I don't know how we're going to get you on tonight, Essie. So let's see, what can we do here? Can you hear me, Essie? I am trying to invite you on. Let's see here. Essie Cobalt, you have to get a message on your, you get a message on your phone. Essie, you will get a message on your phone. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, it says here, when I click on your picture, Essie, it says can't add as a guest. Essie is unable to join you now. So I don't know what's going on here. Not on a computer. Okay, so Essie, we probably need you to get on Facebook Live with your phone. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and let's get started in regards to what we're going to be talking about, forming good habits. So one of the things I want to talk about, I'm going to use my life as an example as being an entrepreneur and a business owner right now. Is that I just walked into something, and it was like, I was, as a physician, my habits were take care of the patients, do my charts, take care of the patients, do my charts, follow up on lab work, you know, that kind of thing, actually taking care of the patient. But you, like I said, that's only about 2% of it, you know. So then when you have to manage people, get people hired, get them trained, you can have good people, but are they a good fit together? So when I first started out, you had the old with the new. So it was like a transitioning there period of, hey, we have good people, but they were not really good together. So we had to figure out a way to develop a team and grow the business at the same time. And you have to have good habits to do that. So one of the things that was a challenge for me at that time was the long hours that I was putting in. And let's see what we got here. Okay, as she said, for me to try now. Okay, let me see what we got here. And try to invite me now. I'm trying to find your picture. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what we got here. 11 more, 10 more. Essie, I got you. Yeah.
Hey, Essie, wow, we did it. So, but anyway, I was sharing with them about how you were telling me when I first called you, you took you do like the doctors do. You listen to the story and you collect all this information and you give a diagnosis. And then one of the things that I was telling you about Essie, I just don't have enough energy. It's just like I just couldn't get myself together to do all the stuff that I was doing.
Right.
And so you were like telling me all the stuff that I needed to do. But before we even go into that, I think we have some things to talk about. So first of all, talk about, before we go there, the number one thing that's on the list that I was, the key point was, here are some habits that may not be obvious, but also affect your health in a negative way. Sleep deprivation. So, I was really like I was sleeping, guys, but I wasn't getting a restful sleep. So there's a difference between laying down on the bed. Yes, I couldn't turn this off. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I want you to talk about, Essie, is one of the things that you tell your clients as a life coach / business coach. Mm-hmm. What do they need to do to combat that sleep deprivation thing? Hey, Jonah. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Rita. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people, our friends, on here tonight. Hi, Takesha. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's talk about sleep deprivation. I've talked about that. I talked about on Medical Monday the proper way to sleep. But what triggered that for me, as far as me teaching on that, it came from you. So could you please talk about that for our viewers?
So when it comes to sleep deprivation, we have to find out what is causing us not to sleep in a regular cycle. For most people, it's stress. For some people, it can be an autoimmune disease. It can be stress can come from a number of things: the foods we eat, the relationships we're in, the jobs we're on. It can be that we're not exercising during the day so that we can sleep at night. We're not getting enough energy going where our body says it needs to rest, so we stay up. For some of us, it could be our environment. The environment that we're in is not allowing us to let our bodies get into a stage of rest. So you have to create a habit that will allow you to rest. You need about 6 to 8 hours of sleep. 8 can be a little long at times. It just depends on who you are, but at least 6 hours of sleep. And you just create a habit. So whether that habit is turn off the TV an extra hour before you normally go to bed, whether it's stop eating a number of hours before it's time for you to go to sleep, whether it's changing your career because the career you're in is giving you too much stress, or even if it's getting out of a relationship that's causing you too much harm to your body.
Thank you, Essie. I have to say the stress one for me, because like I said, when God expands you and take you into new territory that you've never been before, it can be a little stressful. Let's be honest about that. A lot of people, we want to talk about, we got faith. We believe in God for this. We believe in God for that. Hey, Doris, thank you for joining. But no one wants to talk about the stress of it all, going in new territory with walking into the promises and the destiny that God has called you to. So one of the things that I can remember that you were saying to me, I don't know if you remember this, you said to me, Grace, what are you afraid of? You remember that?
Yes, I do. Everybody, when it comes to being uncomfortable, when it comes to being what people call afraid, which is normally just uncomfortable, is that we're afraid of what that next level is. We're afraid of, can I really handle it? And the main thing we need to do is just create a plan. And we have a plan that we can do step by step by step to achieve. But when we don't have a plan, we create this bad habit of overthinking. I'm overthinking this could possibly happen, this could possibly happen. Or your brain is thinking of the same thing over and over again to get you to do it. So we create a habit of, every task I have, I'm going to create a plan for it. This is my little business plan or my little to-do list for everything I have to do. Once I get that done and check it off, then I feel a sense of accomplishment for that particular task. Not the whole goal, but the task is getting me there. So I at least feel good about I'm making steps towards what I want.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That was such a big relief for me, guys. I'm here to tell you. Now, I'm not talking about fear to the point where it stagnates you or immobilizes you, or, you know, tormenting fear. I'm not talking about that. Just the fear of unknown. I just want to say that because, you know, guys, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a love, power, and a sound mind. And a part of that sound mind is having a plan. Hey, Freddie, thank you for joining. You said here, oh, let's talk about watching television or surfing the net.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about that, please.
That is one of the biggest distractions that most people have today. With today's society, the internet is so prevalent. I mean, you can get anything you want on the internet at any time. So if you're distracted because you're uncomfortable about something that's going on with your job and your life, the easiest thing to do is to go to the internet and find something to make you not think about it. That is such a bad habit because now you're creating a habit of running away from the issue instead of creating a habit of, let me face this thing and find the solution. The thing about prayer is when we pray, the Heavenly Father answers our prayers instantly. But it's up to us to find the path to that answer. Where's the answer? So you try different things to find out what that answer is. There's no real such thing as failure. You may have not gotten to your answer with the path you took, so you take another path. The only failure is when you stop, because you didn't have the faith to believe that he answered your prayers, so you stopped yourself from getting what he already said you can have. So you can't use the internet, your music, or anything like that to distract you from what you want to give you. Oh my goodness. And a lot of people do that.
Did you hear what I said? Or Netflix.
Or Netflix.
Because I'm a binge watch.
You cannot. You definitely cannot. You have to stay on track. You have to stay focused. And when you feel yourself, oh my goodness, I have to do this, that's the best time to create a habit. So it's not good just to drop a habit. You have to put a good habit in its place. So if I know that I go to the internet when I'm stressed out instead of doing what I have to do, then turn your data off on your phone or disconnect from the internet at that time and say, what else can I do at that time? So for me, when it's something that I'm uncomfortable with or don't know, if I'm going to surf the internet, I'm going to search the internet for an answer to that problem. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to Facebook. I'm not going to text my friend and ask her what she thinks, even though Grace's my best friend. I do call and ask her stuff a lot. But I am going to surf the internet for a solution to my problem. That way I use the internet effectively.
Okay, good. So which segues us to the next point number 3, procrastination. So you can use television, Netflix, the internet, surfing the net as a form of procrastination. So those that are under the sound of my voice, what is it that you recommend or suggest that we do to get, I call procrastination kind of like being stuck. So how do you get past being stuck because a person is just putting it off, I'll do it later, and doing it later turns into a day, doing it later turns into a week, doing it later turns into a month, do it later turns into 6 months, do it later turns into a year, and then now they're really upset and mad and disappointed at the fact that they're not pursuing what God has given them. So how do you tell people that's under the sound of my voice, people, please invite and share. Please invite and share. This is very important. How, because we're people of faith. We believe God, we trust God. We all have destiny within inside of us, and we want to live that destiny to the fullest. What can you tell a person that's the sound of my voice that's listening right now, want to do it, but it's like they feel stuck because they putting everything in front of them to procrastinate for whatever reason?
Well, first you have to recognize that you are procrastinating. So a lot of people don't even recognize that, okay? So, and then you have to figure out what is your procrastination. Some people, believe it or not, will use their loved ones. Oh, it's time for me to do this with my children. Time for me to do this with my spouse. It's time for me to do X, Y, and Z. The way you combat procrastination is to set it on your calendar. When that calendar thing pops up and it's time for you to do it, you have to stop all things, go do it, then you can go back to whatever you were doing. But you have to give yourself the right to say, it's time for this, and this has to be it and nothing else. Regardless of if you understand it or not, regardless of if you know what your next steps are, at that time, you're going to take time to figure out what to do with that thing you want to do.
Okay, well that's wonderful. So guys, you have to set a time. I mean, we live off of our phones anyway, so
Yes,
set a
we do.
timer. Like, look, I'm going to do this morning right now. We're going to say hi to a couple of people that just chimed in. Hey, Maria, she's faithful. Maria, Linda, Manrique is always here on Medical Monday. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Apostle, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your presence. Man of God, thank you so much for joining. The next thing we want to talk about, okay, you have a point down here, anger. So how does that fit into how habits can affect your health? Tell me about the anger piece.
So when you're uncomfortable with something, sometimes you don't realize that you are allowing anger to take over instead of you using your mind to handle the situation. So you use anger as a defense mechanism. You get angry at people instead of answering their questions. You get angry at other people instead of dealing with the fact that you didn't prepare for what you needed to do. So this becomes a bad habit and your excuse not to do what you're supposed to do. So the thing you have to do is recognize that behavior and say, okay, I'm upset about the fact that X, Y, and Z wasn't done. Was it my responsibility or someone else's? And if it's your responsibility, take ownership of that and say, you know what, I apologize to X, Y, for not having X, Y, and Z done. I'm going to get it done now. And then make a plan, which I say every time I say make a plan, use that calendar and start setting timers so that you can get stuff done ahead of time. So you're not waiting till the last minute to get something done, and then you feel like you're upset, anxious, or angry if someone asks you a question.
Wow, that's amazing. Now I have to say this about Essie being my business coach and my life coach / BFF. If something is going on really, really stressful, she will tell me, Grace, don't yell at the staff or the employees. Call me and call me and you can say whatever you want. This is no judgment area or whatever. So she allows me to be me, and then, but if you notice, Essie, I only did that for a short period of time. I don't call you to vent anymore.
You don't
have you noticed that?
When we talk to one another and you get it out, then you start to develop a habit of, I can express this and still be able to talk to whoever I talk to. So, for instance, the first few times you called me, we came up with a plan. The plan was how you're going to address this with that person. So then you went back to that person with a calm mind and was able to say X, Y, and Z. So after a while, you didn't need me to do that. You had developed a habit of coming up with a plan, so you did it automatically. It was unconscious at that time, and you doing it and addressing what you need to address.
See, that's what a life coach does, everyone. Hey, McFadden, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hey, Betty. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's talk about relationships. How habits can affect your health in relationships.
So if your relationship is not going well, it can affect the way you eat. It can affect the way you are on your job. It can affect the way you're interacting with other people, your other relationships, which will deteriorate your health. So people with autoimmune diseases, if they're stressed out, that makes the disease worse. It heightens it. You know that. You're a doctor. It heightens that thing. So that stress is not good. So if you're in a relationship that's causing you stress, you created this bad habit of staying in that relationship instead of trying to make it work out. Some people actually gear towards bad relationships because they're afraid of the success they're going to have in a real relationship. Will this person change me? Will they like what I'm doing or not like what I'm doing? What I like what they're doing? And instead of having to deal with that, you get into a relationship with somebody who really doesn't care much about what you do. As long as you're giving them what they need, they don't care much about you. So you feel like you're getting away with something. They're accepting you, but they're not accepting you because a real relationship will cause you to grow. There are going to be times when your head but that's where you grow because they're telling you, you shouldn't do this way. Have you thought about doing it this way? That uncomfortable feeling is what takes you to the next level.
So have you in your profession in coaching, have you ever dealt with people that were in bad relationships and their health has been affected by it? And as a result of your coaching, and they're dealing with the relationship, have you noticed a change in their health? Could you give us an example or expound on that?
I always talk about this one couple who still stay in contact with me today. The husband actually called me because he was having issues in his relationship with his wife. he actually believed that it was his wife was the issue. You know, he was telling me all these things she was doing and X, Y, and Z, and it was stressing him out. He wasn't eating. Everything was going wrong in his job, even though it wasn't anything happening on the job. But because he was already upset and angry about things, then his job and everything else was affected. I spoke with his wife, and she said, you know, I'm not even thinking about those things. I don't know what he's talking about. And so I had them sit down and discuss what they thought the issues were. It was stressing her out because she felt like she couldn't have company over to the house, or she couldn't interact with her son, which means she wasn't eating well. She felt uncomfortable all the time. She didn't think he liked her. All these emotions were going. It was really affecting their health and how they interacted with one another. So after I spoke with them, when we got things out in the open, and we created a plan of how they would talk to each other, how they would deal with different situations. To this day, they're still married. They take several trips a year together. They interact with their son better because they realized that they had to interact with one another in a better way. Most of the time, we're expecting something from the person we're in a relationship with. We want them to answer us the way we want the answer to come to us. But we have to accept the answer that they give us and be grateful that they gave us an answer. So, for instance, I can say to you, honey, tonight I want eggs and pancakes. And my favorite are scrambled eggs. But my husband makes eggs with sunny side up eggs, but I'm upset because he didn't make it just how I wanted it. Or, you know, he doesn't want to hold my hand in public, but every morning he makes sure that he doesn't eat till I'm done eating. You know, I want him to sit up at night and read with me, but in the morning he wakes up and turns on the shower so that it's ready for me. I want him to do what I want him to do, but he wants to show his love another way. I have to accept him the way he shows his love to me, just like he accepts me the way I show my love to him. We can't make this be for us.
Okay, so now, Essie, one of the things that I wanted to point out, what you said at the beginning about this couple, is that he was thinking things, and his wife was like, I'm not even thinking that. So it brings to mind some of the things that Apostle says this all the time. People live in their own thoughts.
Yes. Oh, my goodness, yes.
So he was thinking that she was thinking one way, and she was like, I don't even know what he's talking about. So until they sat down and had a conversation and actually came up with a plan on how to communicate. Now, that's what's very key there. You know, you just can't just, you know, some people are like, okay, I'm just going to sit down and talk. No, but you said something very key about having a plan on how to even communicate. So could you talk about that a little bit? Expound on that a little bit, because that really like illuminated to me when you said it.
It is so true that people live in their own worlds, and we live in our own worlds based off of the reaction we've gotten from other people in life. So a number of people may have responded to me doing a certain thing in a certain way. So sometimes we create a fear that everyone is going to respond that way. We don't give everyone an individual opportunity to respond to us. So when we enter into a relationship, especially if our parents were not as loving as you wanted, they didn't have a good listening ear, they didn't communicate with you well, sometimes we translate that to the person we love. And we assume that our spouse is not going to respond to us the way we need them to, instead of giving them a full opportunity to respond however they're going to respond. So when he finally sat down and spoke with his wife and told her how he was feeling, she was able to respond and tell him the truth. But his fear at the time was, she's going to say something I don't want to hear. So he builds up this wall, and because he built up this wall, everything he talks to her about or addresses with her, it comes from a standpoint of anger or reservation or standoffishness, where he can't even hear what she's saying, even if she's saying something good. So once they sat down and create a plan and say, if I say this to you, you know, I want you to understand what I'm saying. Maybe I don't want to respond to that time, or maybe I just want you to tell me X, Y, Z. You create this plan of, when I come to you this way, this is how we need to discuss it. When I come to you this way, it's okay for us to do this. Because just like anything else, a relationship is an agreement. So we agree to these terms. This is how you do things, and this is how I'm going to do things. This is what you handle. This is what I handle. I tell a lot of couples, you have to stay in your lane. If the husband is the computer guy, but you're the cook, then don't come and tell him how to do the computer, and you don't go tell her how to cook. You got to accept what she is doing. You got to accept what he is doing. And because that's your agreement, that's the plan. When you step out of your lane, that's when there are issues. That's when people are not happy, because they figure out, you don't know what you're doing anyway. So what you telling me what to do for? They don't like that. So when you learn to stay in your lane, when you learn how to communicate with each other on your own level, the relationship grows and it blossoms, because then there are no unreal expectations.
Okay. Now the next thing we're going to segue into is how to create lasting good habits. So she gave examples on how there were bad habits and how we created a plan to get rid of that habit and bad habit and replace it with good habits. So how do we implement in our lives how to create good lasting habits?
The first thing is, when you start a habit, it's not going to be easy. So if you're expecting today, I'm never going to eat no more sugar, and you say that that's it, and then you fall tomorrow and eat sugar, then you don't want to do it. Try again. You're setting yourself up for failure. We want to set ourselves up for success. So the thing we want to do is realize that there are going to be times where I slip up, and it's okay. As long as my goal is to continue till I get to the point where I am where I want to be. So you can't set your goal compared to somebody else's goal. Your goal has to be your own goal. So for you, what is success in your habit? Is it not eating sugar 5 times a week? Is it not eating sugar 3 times a week? Is it eating sugar once a week? What is your goal? Sometimes it's kind of realistic to say, I'm just going to knock out all sugar. But what is your goal? This week, I'm just going to only eat sugar 3 times this week, no matter what. And then you grow from there. You don't want to create huge habits. You want to create small habits that chip away at a big rock.
Okay, so now I'm reading kind of some of the stuff that you sent to me to help me. So like how to create lasting good habits. You said never quit. So now I'm gonna have to say this, guys, because I'm being transparent. Running a business for the very first time, I have had overwhelming emotions. Like, I just want to quit. I've had meltdowns. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, I've had meltdowns. I've done it all. And at the end of that, after I got it out, I was like, okay, you got to get it together, Dr. Grace. You can't give up. You can't quit. So I have to say it's been a journey of being an entrepreneur now, but it had stemmed from my, prior to being an entrepreneur, everything in your life is like a stepping block, a stepping stone to get to the next level, like you said. So what do you tell someone that's listening to us right now that feels like quitting? What would you tell them to do in regards to not giving up? Not giving into that emotion or giving to that feeling or giving into that situation at the moment? What would you tell them?
You have to realize that your goal is to make it. Your goal is to succeed, whatever you want to reach that goal. So if you do decide to quit, you'll never know what you could have had. The fact of the matter is, the Bible says all things are possible to him that believeth. So if you're standing on faith and the word, you have to believe that all things are possible, which means this goal that I want to achieve, I will achieve it. The thing that you have to do is figure out how to get there. How do I reach this achievement that I want? So you have to take several different paths to get there. You don't stop because one path didn't work. You hop onto the next road and try that one. And if that don't work, you hop and hop and hop and hop. But if you give up, that means you just said, I don't believe that the word is true, and I don't believe in myself. And the fact of the matter is, the Heavenly Father did not give you more than you can handle. So if you feel like things aren't going your way, you can handle it. How do I handle it? Let me find the path that will allow me to handle this thing the way it needs to be handled.
Okay. Now, this is one of my favorite. Use affirmations. So, that's my favorite.
Yes,
using affirmations is one of my favorites. So, I've shared with people that comes on Medical Monday. I've given them my little secret about using my reminders on my phone. And set the time, and it chimes every day. Scriptures, different type of mantras, I call them, which are affirmations. So tell me how you would tell your people that you're coaching or people that are entrepreneurs / business coaches. What do you tell them to do as far how to use affirmations and how important it is?
Well, your goal and your plans have to always be before you. You can't have a goal and you're not focused on it. So to be focused on it, it has to be something that you're seeing all the time. And that goal should be accompanied by an affirmation, something that's going to motivate you to get it done. So I tell people, put these affirmations on your phone. Let them pop up on your calendars. If you wake up in the morning and you look up, then it should be on your ceiling. If you go to brush your teeth, it should be on the mirror. You leaving the house, it should be on the front door in the car. You want to see these things as much as possible, because the more you see it, the more you can focus on it. Throughout the day, there are 24 hours, and we're up for at least 16 of those. So if we're up for 16 of those, think of how many distractions we have in a 16-hour day. The only thing that's going to keep us focused is that we have these affirmations, these goals that we see all the time over and over again, that bring us back to focus so that we can achieve that thing we set out for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I really appreciate it. And then, okay, now this one. How, you said how to create lasting good habits. You said create steps that would reinforce your good habits. So affirmations will be one of them. Is there anything else that you tell our viewers on tonight? What would they need to do as far as creating those steps to reinforce those good habits? What would you tell them?
So, for instance, if you're trying to eat healthy, then you need to get up the day before or on that weekend and create your meals. Create your plan for what you're going to eat, so that you're not in a rush and go grab fast food. If you know you have a test coming up and you're the person that waits to the last minute to study and is not fruitful, then what you need to do is make sure that you set up a time where you're studying throughout the week and not just on that day, which means you using that calendar once again and you setting up times that no matter what, I'm going to go here. You reinforce yourself by preparation, what you do beforehand to make sure you can achieve that goal.
Good. I just want to do a couple of shout outs. Some people came on. Charity, hello. Hey, Bishop. Thank you for joining. Bishop Demetrius and Ramona Cruz and Pierre Curtis. Thank you for joining on. The next thing I want to talk about is tell us how, when we're creating a lasting good habit, what do you mean by feed your unconscious mind? Could you go in and explain that? What do you mean by that? And how do we apply that? Hey, Rita.
So sometimes you get in your car and you realize that you're driving on automatic. I had recently had a relative of mine pass away, and as I was driving, I think I called you, Grace, or you called me to check on me. And I told you, I feel like I'm on automatic. I'm just driving. I didn't know. Sometimes we get so used to our everyday routine that we are set on automatic. So our unconscious mind is at that time is feeding what we do. So we're stuck in that habit. It makes it harder for us to break that habit. So we got to change that thing, which means to get out of that, we have to do something exciting, something new. You change your pattern so that your unconscious becomes something new to you. That new pattern, that new habit you created, you change it, whether it's changing the environment, whether it's changing how you get up in the morning, or what you eat, or how you eat it, or I'm going to eat first, then brush my teeth, then eat. You know, you got to figure out something that changes it so that you feel like you're doing something different. This is a whole new me. It's not the same me. I'm doing something different. I'm creating the person that I really want to be. So that unconscious mind needs to be fed with that new habit, that new lifestyle, that new, those new actions that you want to become automatic.
So that reminds me of Romans, 12:1. Be not, what is it? Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the doing. So I shared this one time. Yes, I shared this one time with our Medical Mondays. People that smoke, they say when they quit smoking, the hardest thing they have to find to do is what to do with their hands if they quit smoking. Because when they use your hand to smoke. So and one of the things that they tell them, like you said, when they're in the process of quitting smoking, most smokers have a habit. They smoke at a certain time. It's like a habit. It is a habit. They might go out at a club and they have a drink, they have a cigarette. Or some people eat after, smoke after they eat. Or they love that cigarette with that coffee. So one of the things that they recommend is to break up that habit. Okay, smoke before you eat. Don't have that coffee with your cigarette or whatever. They tell you to break the habit, and then they tell you to do different things with your hands instead of after instead of holding this. Some people smoke while they're driving, so they tell them different things. Instead of smoking while you're driving, get a squeezy ball or something like that. So you do have to break up that habit to create something new, so your mind can be renewed, so you can create new habits. So yeah, that's awesome. So now I have, could you provide 5 tips to kick bad habits?
So yeah, there are some tips, and there's 5 to that. You have the first tip I want to say is determine the habit that you have now that you consider to be bad. If you don't know what they are, then you can't get past it. So it takes some self-reflection. You have to really be ready for this. Look at yourself and say, what are my bad habits? What are the things that are causing me not to go to that next level, that level of success that I'm really looking for, whether it's in a relationship, business, with my children, whatever it is. You have to identify those habits. Once you identify those habits, then you want to figure out, step 2 is, why am I allowing these things to sabotage me? So what has caused you to create that habit in the first place? Most people just say, I got this habit, I'm going to break it. But without knowing the root cause of that, it's impossible to break it, okay? Once you know the root cause of it, then you can go ahead and start to change your routine. You can start to create new habits to replace the old habits. Because, for instance, how we discussed earlier in the call, if you were angry with your staff, I said, call me and we'll figure it out. We broke the routine. And we realized, what were you angry about? What did they do? Did it have anything to do with you? Was it really just them? We kind of got to the root of that. So then you develop this new routine of, okay, let me figure out why this happened. Instead of me just getting angry because it didn't go what I wanted, now I know why it happened. How am I going to address it? And then you make small changes. Like I said, we're not going to just start working this big rock and try to crack it with one hit. We're going to do little chips at a time, make small changes to get us to where we want to go, and make sure the goals are obtainable. Every year, I get clients calling me, I want to lose 50 pounds, Essie. I got to eat healthy. I got to do this. How much weight did you lose last year? I said the same goal, and I ain't lose nothing. So this year, we're just going to start off with 5 pounds. When you get that 5 pounds, and you get the 5 pounds in the 3rd month, then we can work on another 5 pounds. But we're not going to set an unrealistic goal, because with that unrealistic goal, you create shame for yourself. And if you have shame, how can you reach your goal? Because you're feeling ashamed. You're already feeling like something's wrong. I can't do it. So create a small goal. I lost 1 pound today. Get excited about that. Let's work on losing 1 more and 1 more, and then you'll reach your 50.
So that was, you said, the first thing was you got to recognize what the bad habit is.
That's right.
Number two, you got to reflect and find out why you're doing that habit and get the root cause of that. And then what else?
So number 3 is change your routine. You got to begin to create the new habit at this point. Do something different, okay? And then you're going to do small little changes at a time. We're not going to try and do one big change. And then the last thing, like I said, is make sure your goal is obtainable. Make sure the goal you set for yourself is something you can obtain.
Okay. All right. So let me recap that. This is for me too, y'all. Recap. So you have to identify the bad habit. You have to do some self-reflection and find out why you're doing it. You got to also make sure that you replace it with new habits, do something new, and set obtainable goals. That is so key.
Small goals, and make sure they're attainable.
Small goals, because we want it like now. We like now.
That's right.
So yeah, okay, well, that's good, Essie. I really do appreciate that. So now, for those of you that are under the sound of my voice, I told you that she's a life coach / business coach. Now, Essie is also, can I say this? Yeah. She's a life coaches.
That's true.
That's deep, right? The life coach to life coaches, that speaks a lot for it right there. So I just want you to tell us, Essie, if someone wants to get in touch with you, what is the best way to get in touch with you, and tell about the things that you're offering those that are under the sound of our voice here on Medical Monday. What are you offering here tonight?
Okay, so the best way to get in contact with me is go to my website, which is www.essiecolbert.com, ESICOLBERT.com. www.drpatterson.com. Go to my website. Everything is there for you. You can call my office and let them know you want to speak with me directly. You saw Dr. Patterson's show for Medical Mondays, and you want to speak with Ms. Colbert, and they will connect you to me. The other thing is today, Dr. Patterson has graciously allowed me to give you guys one of my free ebooks, okay? There's a 12-page ebook that goes over everything we talked about, creating habits, letting you understand it's not going to take overnight, and it helps you to get you on your way. And that's totally free today, that 12-page ebook. Also, I have it available for you in an audio download. So it's an audio ebook. If you want to listen to it while you're driving, cooking, at the gym, you can download that for just $3.99. Have it right now, listen to it, and listen to it over and over again. Remember, the more you listen to something, the more it's before you, the more you can focus on it, the more you can change that thing. So I like to give those audio ebooks so we can always listen to them. We have the time to listen to them. The other thing is I actually have created a habit creation program. It takes you to 10 60-minute coaching sessions, weekly action steps. You have unlimited email and text coaching with me, so you can interact with me all day long. I'm sorry, my screen keeps going out here. You have access to a private patient portal or coaching portal, so we can interact with one another, getting steps done, making sure you're achieving your goals. And then you get a lot of different audio and video resources, which is cool. You can go in there and that affirmations, they're going to be already in there for you in the audio and video library. And then you got an accountability partner in me, so I'm going to make sure you stay on track and get it done. And normally that is for that whole package is $959, but anyone who signs up today can get it for 20% off in a payment plan. And I think it's like $67 or $68 a week for over 10 weeks or bi-weekly. Or you can get 30% off today if you pay for it all in one section, and it just comes to $671.30. But it's completely everything you need to do to change those habits and get on the right track. I've done this with so many of my clients, and they're all happy and successful. I always tell the story that I had one client. He worked at a bank. He was trying to be an actor. He wanted to sing. He had all these things going on, but he couldn't figure out the time to do any of it. So we got him into creating these positive habits. He cleaned out his life, started creating these positive habits. Within about 2 weeks, which I'm not going to say is normal, but within about 2 weeks, he had 3 different TV deals. He had someone who was going to help him to get his music out there. The bank that he worked with allowed him to create his own program for the community so that he could teach young African-American children finance, and the bank paid for the whole thing. So once he got his life in order and started creating these good habits, he was more organized and more efficient to do everything he wanted to do. So creating good habits does put you on that road to success. So if you want to take part of this 30% off today, you're going to use the code EC, all capitals, EC30OFF. And that's going to get you the 30% off on that so that you can start today and create those good habits.
Wonderful. So now you guys got to understand, you have to invest in you. You only get one you. You only get one you. I tell you guys this all the time, you know, like taking care of your health. If you have a car, you go get the oil change every 3 months, every 3,000 miles.
Yes.
You only get one car. We can get another car, but we can't get another you. So you got to invest in you, especially if you out there that are entrepreneurs. You're trying to build something. You're trying to get to where you want to be. You got to invest in you. You have to take the time out and the money to invest in you because you're worth it. Because somebody out there is waiting on you.
That's right.
Again.
They're waiting on you.
Somebody out there waiting on you. And most people are saying, well, I'm waiting on God to do X, Y, and Z before I do A, B, and C. No, that's not how that works. Faith without works is dead. Once you take the steps, God will meet you. I'm a testimony to that. I'm here to tell you. Because once I stepped out, everything that I needed has manifested. One of my things that I say, one of my affirmations that I say every morning when the time's up, sometimes I'm talking to Essie and when affirmation pops up, I'll start reading it out loud. Like, are you listening? Yes, I am. But money is always available. Money is always supplied. Money is here right now, and I'm experiencing it right now because I'm responsible now for other people's livelihoods. So I just want to tell you, once you step out, God will meet you there. If he's giving you the idea, he said, write the vision, make it plain. He tells us faith without works is dead. So you have to do the works. Here's the works for you. Now, one of the things I want to talk about what she had told me where I had an issue. I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, peek into my life right now. When she started coaching me, is like I said, I was sluggish, I was tired, I couldn't get up. I because I'm taking the doctor's office to people's homes. So one of the things she told me was like, Grace, you need to start exercising. And I was like, I'm too tired to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
How many of my voice can understand what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, gotta do it. So once I started creating that habit, you know, I got a gym membership. Some of you understand my voice, you may not be able to afford a gym membership, but start where you are, because we talked about this on Medical Monday. I showed you things that you could do at home. So you got to start where you are. So and then another thing too, being, you said you was going to talk. This is what else she gonna said. Okay, this is what else she told me too. She was like, she said, great. She said, you're not having sex, so you're not getting those good endorphins going to give you what you need to have the energy to do what you need to do. And you get those good endorphins from exercising. So once I started exercising, it was a game changer. So you guys have to get your bodies moving. You got to get motivated. You got to change those habits. It is very, very important that you guys do that. So I am so excited. We have a few minutes, Essie. Does anybody have any questions or comments? You talked about your offer. You got all of that out there. Is there any? We got some wow here, but it's the truth. I mean, this is Medical Monday. We're all adults here, and we can talk about these type of things. It is true, because I even talked about that the other day about living, loving, and laughing. Mm-hmm. I was like, when you go to the gym, I have never met a grumpy person at the gym. Everybody's happy, you know. And when you're on vacation and people having a good time, everybody's happy. So you know, so you got to get endorphins going in order for you to be happy. So one of the things that she talked about is about the sleep deprivation and the brain boost. We do have some products we were talking about, what we were going to share with you guys tonight. It's called Brain Boost and Renewal or Brain Boost was with the sleep aid. Yes. Because a lot of people are not getting sleep. So you guys, you can go to www.bwcenter.com and push the product button and just type in Brain Boost. It'll pop up for you. You definitely need to get that. You definitely need to get some sleep. Any questions out there? Anybody, any comments? Hey, Maria. Oh, thank you, Maria. There was some other people that I didn't get a chance to get a shout out to that I saw you guys come on. So is there anybody has any questions, comments, or anything? Because we're about to wind down here. We only have a few more minutes here, and I try to get some questions in here at the end. So, and if we have to go over a little bit, Essie, you don't mind, do you? If we have some questions. Okay, hey, Rhea, my cousin Rhea. Hi, how are you? I saw your little thumbs up that went over and it popped up your face. Hey, cuz, how are you? Is there any questions? Does anybody have any questions about anything that we said tonight? Anything in regards to great session? Oh, thank you, Dolores. We appreciate you. Thank you. Is there any questions, any comments, anything, anybody? I'm hearing crickets. Thank you. So you mean we were that thorough that you guys don't have any questions? None whatsoever? Okay, so Essie, I want you again to tell them how we can get in touch with you, how they can get in touch with you. Give us that your website so they can get in touch with you. Would you please put the information on the screen?
I'm going to copy the link in right now for the special offer. And I think there's a question that just popped up while I'm putting this in.
I think she. I'm getting ready to put it up now. Someone wanted to know about the Brain Boost.
And the Brain Boost is on the Medical Mondays page, which is bw-center.com/mm. And it'll take you to that Brain Boost. I believe it's at the top of the page. I saw it. And you can, that's a natural substance that will get you to create a habit of sleeping well. So it's not something you have to be dependent on, but it will help you to create that habit so you can start sleeping the amount of time you need every night. So that's a really good natural substance. And we always want to go holistic or natural because the Heavenly Father created something on earth that's going to fix everything.
Yeah, and also the Brain Boost have turmeric in it. You guys, I was telling someone about that. That was one of the things in there that is one of my favorites. Turmeric is a spice, and turmeric is a powerful anti-inflammatory. So it really helps with inflammation in the body. So I really do recommend that people get that. It is very, very important that you do get that, because inflammation in the body is number one in autoimmune diseases. The inflammation is off the chart. So, and then a lot of things in regards to our memories, our nervous system, if it's flooded with inflammation, your nerve endings can't fire like they should.
Right.
So it's very, very important, guys, gets the inflammation down in the body for your nerves, for cardiac disease, blood pressure, all of that. Inflammation is the key. Hey, Sean, thank you for joining. Hey, Carl, thank you for joining. We appreciate you joining on. I'm typing this on here now. I'm being products. Is there any questions on there, guys? We're done, Essie. Is there anything that you would like to say, Essie, right now?
No, but I
close out.
I am here to help you guys succeed in any way. So if you want to give my office a call at 334-275-4382, I'm happy to help you with any issue you have, whether it's business or life, and everything is confidential. So you never have to worry about any of that, but we can help you take you to the next level.
Well, I want to say this before we get off. When I called her, I didn't know what I'm gonna be honest with you. I never ran a business before. I never had a practice before. So when I called, look, I was honest with her. I said, I don't know what I'm doing. And it was like the money was coming in, but it was, as soon as it was coming in, it was going out. It was just like, the only way I could say it was like chaos, because it was. And I was inheriting something that was, and that had that same pattern. And when you inherit a business, you were inheriting those habits. How about that? That's the only way that I can describe it. And being that I've never ran a business before, even though I've been around other people and helped people with their stuff, as far as having a job, it's totally different coming from job and then coming into entrepreneurship. So Essie really did help me with that. I think within I would just say about first 3 to 6 months, we started around.
Yeah.
We've started seeing a turnaround. I mean, I'm at the place now to where we are at a huge growth spurt, and we having investors to come to us now.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? We want in.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to say, without the Heavenly Father telling me to call her, and I'm not going to be making stuff up, I don't know where I would be. I mean, I'm not saying that in His divine infinite wisdom, He might not have sent me to someone else, but He chose her. So that's the reason why I have her on tonight, because not only did she help me with my business, she helped me with my life. I mean, so the thing that I'm telling you guys, so we could say that she's a life coach, business coach, not only to other life. I do consider myself a life coach. I'm a health coach. So she coaches me so I can be the best me that I can be, so I can be the best me for you. Hey, Brian, thank you for joining on. So we're going to close out tonight again, guys. We typed in with the Brain Boost. She gave you all her offers. Look at those. I'm telling you, this will be a game changer for you. Invest in you. Self-investment is the best investment in entrepreneurship, in business, or even if you have a job. Even if you have the job, the more produce, the more, what's the word I'm looking for? The more polished you are, the more organized you are, the more they'll recognize you on the job for management and all that other kind. So you can even put, when you have coaching and different classes that you take with her, you could put that on resumes. Am I right, Essie?
Yes. Yep.
Because they're a form of training, and they want to see that you are a well-rounded person and that you took time outside of work to invest in you so you can be the best person for that position. They look at that. So Jonah, that's awesome. Congratulations on your success. Great job. Oh, thank you, Jonah. We appreciate you, Jonah. Jonah, I'm gonna be calling you because we got some business talks about. So Jonah, I'll be calling you. Hey, Euphine, Vereen, what's the phone number again? Webpage again. So could you put your phone number in, Essie, and your webpage again for them to get in touch with you, please?
Okay. There we go. And the website. So the phone number is 334-275-4382. And the website is www.esicolbert.com. And I'm also going to put a link directly to the offer as well. So you can go right to that special offer.
And I just put up on there the free download for Medical Monday on tonight. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kim. Sister Kim, thank you for being on tonight. I appreciate you guys joining in for Medical Monday. Essie, that went by so fast.
It went very quickly.
It went really, really, really fast, and I really appreciate you being on tonight. So I just want to say thank you guys for joining in. I'm Dr. Grace from the Metro Detroit area. Remember, Bethesda Holistic Center, where we teach you how to quiet your mind, how to nourish and cleanse your body, and also to awaken your spirit. I do believe in the power of prayer and the power of the Holy Ghost, that's for sure. So thank you so much for tuning in on tonight. Thank you, Essie, for being our special guest on tonight. Guys, I'm trying to get her on to do another show. So hopefully you enjoyed tonight. Hey, Anna, thank you for joining. Hey, Utopia, thank you. And I think I saw Orlando. I saw Gwendolyn Thomas. I saw you guys for joining on Medical Monday next Monday. Please invite and share this video, get this information out there, because we want you to be the best you can be. Thank you so much. Grace and peace. God bless, and bye for now. Thanks, Essie.
See